Hey YouTube, this is a capo. Some people call it a capo. Capo. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through why you use it and why it is so awesome to have. Now, I just looked at my statistics on YouTube videos and I found out that the average person spends no more than 4 minutes watching a video. And then they shut it off. So I'm going to try to crank this through as fast as I can, but if you want to learn why the capo is so awesome, stick with this video. I'll probably go for like 10 minutes or so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example of 4 notes, and then I'm going to show you a little theory on paper that you don't have to understand, but you just have to watch it, and then I'm going to play with this capo, and you're going to see why this makes guitar playing so incredibly easy and awesome. So if you understand the capo, you don't need to watch this video. If you don't understand it, do the thumbs up and all the cool stuff, do the subscribing, go to the main channel page, click on my support this channel thing, and here we go. Okay, so I was sitting around and I was messing with chords, and I started playing. Let me try to back out a little bit. And I started playing this really neat sound. It's going to be hard because I'm playing on the floor right now. I'm sitting on the floor. Let's do it with the bar chord. It's easier. Sorry. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just doing a bar chord for the G, because it's easy to transition down to the B minor, E minor. Sounds really neat, huh? And then I finished it up with just an open G. And I thought, that sounds really cool. Let me do that again. And then I was thinking, that sounds really good, but what if I don't want to play it in the key of G? What if I want to play it in a different key? How do I do that? Well, if I want to play it in the key of C, then I have to start off with C. Since before I was playing in the key of G, I started off with G, so let's try that. So what do I want to use? What kind of notes do I need to play? No, it's not that. So you can go through. That sounds just like, yeah, this video is going to go long. You hear that sound? So I need to make that. So you can find that by trial and error what your notes are going to be. I know my first 2 notes are going to have to be C and E minor. Now I could go through and do the calculations or just keep playing to try to figure out what the other notes are, and it would be this. Now how did I figure that out? I'll show you that in a minute because it's really kind of cool. It's transposing, and that is why I'll explain transposing, and then I'll show you the capo. Now, one more example. Say that I wanted to play that in the key of D. What the heck do I need to play? Start off with D. That's not it. Getting my point? If you don't understand music theory, if you don't know what's going on, then you've got to try to figure out that the next note would be. Okay, so I didn't play the last note, but that's okay. Let me do one more just so you get the idea. Here's in the key of F, the same thing. So you get the idea that by playing in different keys, it sounds incredibly cool. It can sound really good. messing up on all my notes because I'm sitting on the floor trying to make sure this is in the camera view, and it's not that easy. Okay, so I played that in about 5 different keys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain to you how you do the transposing to figure this all out, and then I'll show you why, if you have a capo, you don't need to do any of that. So hold on a minute. All right, here is a little bit of guitar theory, but not a lot. If you want to understand this, I've got a whole bunch of videos that I've done that explain all of this, and I walk you through the whole process. But here I started out with my G chord, because that was the sound. I was doing G. Let's see, I want to see, is this camera? Okay, my camera's blocking my hand's blocking the camera. Okay, now my hand is not blocking the camera. Okay, so I started off with G, B minor, E minor, C. And I wanted to know, what is the next pattern if I want to do this in the key of C? Well, there's a lot of different ways that you can figure this out. You could do C, and you could say, if you have G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Is that showing right? Yeah, I think that's showing right. Okay, hold on. All right, that makes it a little better. So you could say, well, if I'm starting off with G, and I want to play in the key of C, what do I need to do? If I'm a G and I have to go 1, 2, 3, sorry, to get over to C, then it's the same thing over here. If you're at B, you have to go 1, 2, 3, which would put you at E minor. And if you're at E minor, and you have to go over 1, 2, 3, hopefully you understand that. G, 1, 2, 3 gets me to C. B, 1, 2, 3 gets me to E. E, 1, 2, 3, which would be A, gets me to A minor. And then C, 1, 2, 3 gets me to F. So that is what you would play, and you would have the exact same sound. Not the exact same sound. You'd have the same feeling, but in a different key. So this is the same thing as playing this. And let's do one more example. Yeah, I'm definitely going past the 4 minutes, so nobody's going to watch this. Let's do it in D. Here we've got D, 1, 2, 3. That would be G. Why is that a G sharp minor? Watch my other videos, you'll understand this. A, let's start over here. 1, 2, 3 would be D minor. Yeah, and F, did I do that right? A and F, 1, 2, 3. That would be B minor. So, this is just a simple way of figuring out what other notes you need to play to change the key. Okay, why not make the video longer, huh? Let me give you one example, because a lot of you people are just not going to look at the other videos, because that's how it is here. So, to understand music, we have, let's do the key of C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, that's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then you come back to the octave again, the higher octave, one step up. So you could do this with starting with G, A, B, C, D, but we're just going to do it in the key of C now. What you have is this will be, I think it's called a natural note. Okay, so this is always going to be a natural of C, and this is always going to become a minor. Your second is always going to be a minor, your third is always going to be a minor, your sixth is always going to be a minor, your first is not, I think it's called a natural. That's going to be a natural, and that's going to be a natural. So if you look over here right now, you see that I started off with G, but if I want to figure it out in the key of C, I know that if I'm doing C's, C is always going to be a natural, the D is always going to, these are going to be minors, that's going to be a minor, and these are going to be natural, C, F, and G. So if you're playing in the key of C, C, F, and G is always going to be a natural when you're doing a transposition like this. Now let me get out the capo and explain to you why it is so awesome. Okay, so here I'm going to show you the capo right now, but let me give you an example once again so you can see what was going on. Let's do it in the key of C. Oh, I got to get back further so you can see this. Okay, so you get the idea. That's in the key of C. Now let's try that like I did originally in the key of G. So you've got to learn all the different positions. You got to learn all your bar chords up here. You got to learn different notes all around the neck. Then the capo is born. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the capo on here. And really all the capo is doing is without the capo, the nut is over here. With the capo, the nut is over here. With the capo, the nut can be over here. You change your notes by half a step. So originally you heard it in C. Let me play it. Let me show you. This is now why the capo is so awesome. Because without knowing all those different things, as long as you know your notes in the key of C, you've now played that in a completely different key. And you didn't have to learn anything because you already know your notes in C. Let's pop that up one, and you'll see what I'm talking about now. One more. This is why having a capo is so awesome. Let me put it up two more. So you can play in a lot of really neat keys without needing to learn notes and without having to move your fingers around in awkward positions or doing weird bar chords. You can't use this for everything. It's not going to save your butt on everything, but as long as you're just playing simple stuff. Whereas without a capo, you're stuck with opened C. And you don't have to go through and start messing around with stuff like this. You don't have to start screwing around with notes and calculations. You just play. And you sound awesome, and people think you are a pro. That is why you play with a capo. They cost about $2 or $3 if you buy a piece of garbage plastic one. This thing is about $8 or $9 or $11 on Amazon. Buy something good, buy something with some strength, but easy enough for you to do it with your fingers. If you're cheap and you don't have any money, go get yourself a pencil, stick the pencil over here, and put rubber bands around to hold the pencil against the strings. That's all you're doing, is holding the strings down. And that is why you use a capo. Alright, have fun playing. Enjoy. Peace out, homie. Oh, I never finish my videos when I say I'm going to. I'm going to show you with finger picking, basic finger picking, how awesome it can be to change the key. Here's just some simple... Alright, let's go pop that capo on and pop this up to a different key, and you can see the difference. Move it all the way up. Alright, that is it. Buy one. You will love it.